Well, during the ongoing priest sex abuse scandal, a state lawmaker from Western New York says that he will introduce a bill aimed at better protecting child sex abuse victims.
Now, he also claims that it will better hold those responsible for abuse accountable. Channel 2's Dave McKinley fills us in tonight on the proposed Child Victims Protection and Accountability Act.
This deals with the issue of child sexual abuse by anybody.
But a key element of the bill is that it would expand the list of those who are mandatory reporters under the law if they witness or suspect child sex abuse or abuse of any kind, to include the clergy, who currently are not on that list. This is something Erie County's district attorney called for in a 2 on Your Side story just last week.
You're not going to see clergy on his list. That's the problem.
You will right now.
It would also, if passed, make moot a long-standing memorandum of understanding between the Catholic diocese and prosecutors throughout Western New York that church employees would first report suspicions of abuse to the diocese, which would then essentially decide whether to report them to authorities.
And then if that happens, we can tear the memo up.
The bill being proffered by Gallivan would also lift the statute of limitations to prosecute sex crimes in cases where the victim is under 18 and expand the period for which one could file a civil case against an abuser. In some fashion, it mirrors the Child Victims Act, which has been stalled in the state legislature for almost a decade. But Gallivan says a key difference is that his bill does not contain the so-called look-back clause.
A 12-month open window where somebody could file a lawsuit against the individual or the institution that the individual was employed by for something that happened at any point in time. Some people feel very strongly about the look back.
The least of which was the Catholic Church, which lobbied against the Child Victims Act because it envisioned a scenario where it could be potentially bankrupt by a flood of lawsuits. Without that look back clause,
I spoke with the bishop yesterday to make him aware of what was being presented today. He expressed support for every piece of this, and we did speak with my office in Albany, spoke with representatives of the State Catholic Conference who expressed no objection to this.
and that also makes him of the mind that the bill may be more palatable for passage once it's placed on the plates of lawmakers. The bill also would amend the state labor law, which provides protection to non-public employees who report acts of abuse to those who work for certain not-for-profit organizations, including churches, by providing enhanced protections for whistleblowers. In the Information Center, Dave McKinley, Channel 2 News.